What,
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
And here we go.
That was like Batman trying to do the Joker.
Shut up!
And this is like a good... It's funny, because the IMAX camera really kind of helps, because Nolan sometimes doesn't know what to do entirely with like, action and things like that. The IMAX cameras really means that you just kind of have to take the more conventional shots sometimes. And this shot, do you think people were just looking on the street going, what? Why is that guy dressed like a juggalo?
I'm especially impressed that he can do that by just guessing where the guy is.
Well, you could sort of see him through the...
Yeah, I'm gonna try to not cinema sins this, I promise, because I despise cinema sins.
That's...
What do you believe in, huh? What do you believe in? I believe whatever doesn't kill you simply makes you stranger.
Oh, I love how that just that ping. Yeah, I definitely think this has significantly better fight choreography than Begins, but I think it gets to its best that it can really be under Nolan with Rises.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about
I think you need to see a doctor there, buddy.
Most badass DA of all time.
Carbon fiber, 28 caliber, made in China. If you want to kill a public servant, Mr. Maroney, I recommend you buy American.
Well, this is obviously before the China pandering craze. What is this, an American high school?
How about a magic trick? I'm gonna make this pencil disappear.
Even if that had been the Joker's introduction scene in this movie, it still would have been fucking iconic.
I'm sure that you've always wanted to go to Hong Kong.
Don't do it.
Flung a flum call.
God damn it.
I will hold up against dogs. You're talking Rottweilers or Chihuahuas? Should do fine against cats.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah, I wonder if that was intentional or if they just decided.
That might have been just like a mythology gag or something.
Yeah.
How about a lion?
Oh, this scene had me cringing for this time.
Look at these scars. He turns to me and he says, "Why so serious?" He comes at me with the knife. "Why so serious?" He sticks the blade in my mouth. Let's put a smile on that face. And why so serious?
Once again, there's a real sort of Bondian, like particularly it's like this is one of the only times where it's explicitly identified which part of the world he's in.
Right. It is cool that the movie actually manages to break out of Gotham for a bit, because usually these movies do end up feeling fairly claustrophobic. It's the only scene in the movie where I actually think people are being fair when they say that the goons just kind of stand around while Batman beats them up.
Oh yeah, I think so, but
I think the Pruitt Building battle is much better done. Like, this shot in particular is a little rough to look at now.
Imagine this film with Jared Leto.
Oh, I hate you! We talked about this a little bit when we watched Batman Begins. We're both actually pretty fond of Rachel Dawes. We think she's a much better character than people give her credit for. Especially with current events. She's actually a very, inspiring, young, driven, justice-seeking woman. Like, that's actually very prescient.
Back on the streets, followed swiftly by you and me.
Bam!
Socialising beyond myself and the scum of Gotham Thunderbelly.
Keep your voice down, Alfred.
You always note Ledger's acting, and he's not even on screen, but also the guy who played Douglas.
Yeah, he sells the terror.
Rachel talks about you all the time. You've known her whole life? Well, not yet.
Oh,
I need to talk to him about something. Just something little, huh?
These movies are able to weave comedy in with the intensity in a very natural way. Like, I think this entire moment is a very well done example of how Rachel can show that she's clearly freaked the fuck out, but without losing her strength.
yeah.
Like, she's
Like,
being
that's
a
what
real trooper here.
Like that's what bravery is like being afraid but standing
Yeah,
behind it.
this was a gal that could look Scarecrow in the face and
Yeah.
just see through his bullshit. And here, she's just like, you can tell that she's like legitimately,
Like
she can't, but she's just, she doesn't.
that bit just
Yeah,
is like
I can just imagine what the man smells like.
that line has never been able to be used in a film since.
It's so perfect. I'm just wondering what the guy in the cab thinks. Some people's kinks. I can see people making a point that this entire subplot is a little like unneeded.
It pays off in a big way, like because of this thing. Ultimately, the Joker would have actually probably been killed earlier that day if it weren't for.
It all feeds together pretty well.
The only reason I think it kind of feels like it's unnecessary is just because, like, when it pops up, it's sort of out of nowhere. You're like,
Yeah.
what?
You kind of
This
forgot
guy?
that was even a plot thread at that point because everything else has just gotten so bloody intense. I have a friend who doesn't especially care for this movie, but she said that one of the reasons is because this Joker note here just, it really gets her in like a visceral way. Which is the point, but...
What Joker? Like the music?
Yeah.
Now here's the horrifying thing. Everyone that the Joker predicts is going to die, does die, except with the mayor it takes another movie.
That's... Wow, I never thought about it like that.
The room with the mean cops in it.
Well, there have been worse press conferences.
Things are worse than ever.
You know what? I would pay somebody $100 to say that at one of Trump's speeches.
Things are worse than ever.
Thank you very much, wherever you may be.
Like, this is how you do, like, a tragic love story like Anakin and Padme from the Star Wars prequels, because here, she's not aware of the sick stuff he's doing. There, he confesses to murdering children, and she's like,
No.
I'll still marry the guy.
Younglings. I'm gonna say this as a like specially in-joke meme. It's not about you, Harvey.
I think Batman's no-kill rule is intended to mean that he
He
doesn't wake up in the morning saying, I'm going to kill people. He intends to minimize harm. There will be collateral damage. There's no rational way that he can avoid it completely, but he tries his best to just not, like, deliberately seek out to take life.
Yeah.
I think that is a reasonable no-kill rule.
Ooh.
Yeah. Like, that guy is 100% dead.
Oh yeah, completely.
Right.
No doubt about it.
The Bat Pod is probably still my favorite motorcycle in a movie. It's just
it's
effortlessly cool.
I also love the sound.
Yeah,
here.
just a non-stop rising hum.
And I love this bit so much. Like what it does with the like this bit is amazing, but like the little bit coming up.
Right.
Oh. But that I love that.
Yeah, it's so cool. Yeah.
And it's funny, it took me multiple views to notice who puts him in the car and then like who's driving the car.
Yeah. And I appreciate Ramirez's look here.
I'm pretty certain Joker's ex-military. Like that's
I can believe that. I like the theory that he used to be CIA.
I'm CIA.
Any moment with Gordon, I'm really fond of. I mean, this trilogy made James Gordon my favorite, like, normal character in the Batman mythology. Here we go, the scene to end all scenes.
Dropped at the first sign of trouble.
there's a bit of sassiness there. I love it.
Yeah, and I like the head bobbing he's doing too. Like he can't sit still. Batman is really actually scary in this. Because you can just see that he's just, this is a man who's run out.
You see, in their last moments, people show you who they really are. So, in a way, I knew your friends better than you ever did.
This line here.
Would you like to know which of them were cowards?
I can only imagine just what's going through Bruce's head here.
It's such a. It's like so creatively evil.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, wonderful bit of acting.
Harvey, it's okay. It's all right. Listen, some
beautiful shot.
Says so much with no words.
Apparently the design used to be less extreme, but that actually really kind of had a visceral reaction on people, so they.
I've seen a photo that might potentially have been of the original effect, and it is pretty horrific.
Now, I do think the face is a bit too, like, I'm glad he doesn't survive more than the day, because you wouldn't.
Right, right.
I'm an agent of chaos.
I like to think that's he deliberately referenced to get smart there.
Yeah.
But hey, the Joker probably has his favorite TV shows like the rest of us.
I guess so, yeah.
I think
This is where the Joker becomes likable again.
Yeah, we all identify a little bit with this.
Yeah.
I mean, just, getting to smash stuff
Yeah.
when you're a kid or something.
Hello. Jesus. I thought he was dead.
Nice detail of it running down his lip. Yeah, a lot of people seem to misunderstand this movie as actually condoning this whole bit with the sonar, but no, the movie is very clear that this is Bruce crossing a massive moral line. Even if you decide the situation, calls for it, you better fucking own the consequences.
Yeah. This for me is like my favorite scene of villainy with Two-Face. Like it's
Yeah.
It's sort of what I like to call his Joker moment in that
Yeah. But the thing I also like about this take on Two-Face is that he's not even really a supervillain. He's more of like a Punisher-style vigilante here.
Yeah.
Which seems more in character.
He's not. Your driver.
I might be one of those people that actually is in a minority in that I really like the acting by extras in this movie, because I feel like the mere fact that it feels kind of off and weird and unpolished makes it feel real. These feel like actual people.
Well, now, who are you to decide?
I love this guy.
Gotta talk this over at least.
He's probably been waiting for this his whole life. And this is one of the best sequences of just...
Hello?
It is.
It's
pretty-
my favorite action sequence of the trilogy, because it exemplifies who Batman is for me.
Yeah. But one thing I've always been a little bit annoyed about with Batman is that either he's too callous or he goes too much out of his way to save everybody, like to the point where it becomes impractical and risks more people's lives. This, for me, is like a perfect sort of utilization of practicality with life-saving philosophy.
Yeah. I just like that he doesn't kill a single person. It's more just that it's.
I love how he
completely
takes that guy down.
Yeah, just the fist fight. The fist fighting in this sequence really works for me, because here it's just you can feel the blow, in every punch. Like here, just boom, boom, boom.
Give it to me, and I'll do what you should have did 10 minutes ago.
Not all heroes wear capes.
I do love the music in this.
His expression here just really.
Can't rely on anyone these days. You gotta do
This
it.
is like I think this is the one moment where something really doesn't actually go to his brain.
Right. It's so cathartic just seeing him go still there. This movie is able to pull off the whole Batman never kills the Joker thing much better than the comics, because in the comics, this has been going on for almost a century.
And at which point, I would say it's almost an obligation that someone kill this boss.
At this point, Batman really is being even if he doesn't want to do it himself, allow someone else to at this point.
So much fun.
But this guy, I mean,
It's early days.
yeah,
that's the thing.
and also the Joker's whole thing here is that he wants him to sink to this level. I mean,
It's not even about him just doing the right thing. It's about him because it's about him not losing.
right. Yeah, and this is the moment where I think Harvey crosses over from like actual vigilanteism.
This is the moment where he has gone truly mad.
Yeah, this is pure evil shit right here. Now, I sincerely believe that Batman was not trying to, like, push him over the edge. It just happened.
It just happened, and honestly, it's a justifiable thing.
I feel like this final monologue is what makes a lot of people think this movie is justifying all the stuff.
And that's why The Dark Knight Rises is so important.
Yeah, because it's all about saying, no, it was intended to set up that this would come back to bite them in the ass. We're not condoning this.
And also, it's notable that the only, like, one of the three that sort of is lit and shot in a uniformly positive way is the Lucius Fox one.
Yeah.
And that's the only one that doesn't kind of
Yeah.
screw them over in the next one.
Right.
Watchful protector. The Dark Knight.
He said it! He said
End
it!
credits
Ah!
ding.
Yeah.